How we treat domestic animals and animals in the wild is a testament to us as human beings and the quality of life and the morality of life that we live under. There should be no penalty for anybody who exposes animal cruelty anywhere.
Yeah, you take pictures so that proves that you're actually breaking the law, but at the same time, that's why we need to be able to show those things that we see too.
Obviously not good, right? But I don't know what else to say more than that.
I don't think that's fair. Right? Sometimes you gotta take risks, put yourself out there, out of your comfort zone, break a law or two, to get the evidence. Because, like you said, it's all happening behind closed doors, so it's not going to be open to the public eye unless you go on a James Bond, add some what do you call it, hidden camera somewhere.
Not a good practice. It sounds unfair.
What do you think of the law? Is it fair?
No, it's not fair. It's fucked up.
As right as that may sound to expose these atrocities, but again, they're wading into property law.
So without knowing the law in detail, it sounds too harsh of a punishment to me.
It's like the Good Samaritan Act, right? Like, isn't there this thing where, like, if someone can make a civilian's arrest, the reason for being there is really important. So I feel like maybe it should be assessed on a case-by-case basis. You know what I mean?
A lot of things happen in the shadows, which you and I, a normal person, would not know about.
It's very true.
And I think it's courageous for that particular trespasser to do something about it, because human life, animal life, life in itself is a natural thing, right? You only get one.
Do something about it. In the old days, we don't really think about, like animal abuse. But now, like the 21st century, we're starting to think, like to put ourselves in the animal's shoes.
And everyone deserves to be treated equally. It's an equal life, whether it's a rat, a pig, a horse, a human. Yeah.
Very cool.
So I think that's a fine. I'm sure I could take the fine if also there were consequences for the farmer.
It depends who you speak to. Whether you talk to the original landowners, and they have different stories about, like, who owns this land, and they don't even claim to own it. They say we occupy it. And you talk to the First Nation folks and see what they have to say about this, and there'll be a whole other experience, wouldn't there?
You think it's like these industries defending their behavior and protecting themselves?
Yeah.
The way the law is, I suppose it's got to be changed. So SPCA should be doing their job a little better then. Some pressure should be put on them to do their job a little better, rather than turning in people who are trying to help. I'm in favor of no trespassing.
I'm also in favor of animal rights. Yeah. It is unfortunate, and people are getting away with abusing animals, which, how far in do you have to go to take the photo? That's a pretty crazy fine.
I don't think, how many times has that actually happened?
The aquarium is one example of cruelty to animals. They used to kidnap orcas from the wild, take them from their families, and imprison them in a small concrete tank. Bayoso was one of the orcas who was in there for over 20 years, circling around and around and around in the aquarium, getting infections, and we had a campaign to stop the captivity of cetaceans. It took us 25 years. Fortunately, because of public opinion, we have succeeded in phasing out the captivity of cetaceans in Canada. It took a lot of people perseverance and dedication to do it. Back in 1991, when we first staged a caged protest in front of the aquarium, that was when they went to capture three beluga whales off of Churchill, Manitoba. And we stayed in the cage for 36 hours fasting, because these animals don't eat for 2 weeks after they were kidnapped and went into shock. And we didn't say who we were, we didn't give our names, we were just three Homo sapiens in empathy, in solidarity with these poor sentient beings that were kidnapped by the aquarium. Then in 1999 we repeated the cage protest, but this time we stayed in there for 6 days and nights. to let people know that keeping an orca in captivity is no different than keeping an innocent human being in prison.
These whales that they try to drown themselves and commit suicide, but apparently some people are a little sensitive towards it and they think it's disrespectful to actual victims of suicide that are human beings. What would be your take on these words that are very offensive to describe what animals are going through?
All manifestations of human insanity and casualties of a capitalist mindset that puts a profit on top of all life. Whether we clear-cut forests or decimate species or slaughter human beings. It's all a deranged mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would not use the word Holocaust to describe what we're doing to other animals, just because, well, my grandparents died in the gas chambers of Auschwitz, so it's, to me, that term has a special meaning.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly the extinction of species, the massive extinction of species by humans is an equal crime to the Holocaust of whole people. At the same time, we need to stand up to protect other animals and other sentient beings with whom we share the planet. Because if we don't, we're doomed as a species anyhow. When we kill off other species, we're killing the very foundations of life, nature's capacity to sustain life. And it's easier to destroy the balance of nature than to restore it.
What scenario would you rather be alive in? A world with no other animals or a world with no humans?
Yeah, it'd be sad if the humans weren't around as well. If it's creativity and love and altruism and caring, and that's the paradox of humanity, that we're able to slaughter and create holocausts and drive other species to extinction, and at the same time we can produce beautiful music and paintings and literature and do acts of amazing altruism. By the way, other animals do altruistic acts as well.
I have heard of pigs that are being liberated that, when leaving, actually try to rescue the other pigs and open up their cages.
When there's a book called When Elephants Weep. Have you seen that book?
I'll definitely check it out.
They describe a scene where a baby rhino is stuck in quicksand, and the mother rhino is not able to save it, and an elephant goes and pulls the baby rhino out of the quicksand. This was witnessed by somebody. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So there's more that we don't know about other species than what we do know, but increasingly humans are realizing that there's a lot more sentient beings in the world than just human beings.